Step Up, the Human Design Role Model Guidebook, Chapter 5, The Paradox. The paramount advice given by the founder of Human Design, Ra Uru Hu, to role models was, the role model is here to live an authentic life. That advice can stir up questions and doubts. Living an authentic life sounds glorious, even idealistic, but is it achievable? And if so, how? The path to living an authentic life contains contradictions. Fortunately, the human design system explains a role model's potential and provides strategies and tactics to apply to their life experiences and to fulfill its purpose. But is knowledge and tactics enough? This chapter highlights why the role model has complications and contradictions and provides a peek into a solution. Never is the role model's genuine authenticity based on their family of origin, education, religion, or society's norms. That would be too easy. The role model needs to feel dissatisfied and frustrated with their circumstances. This satisfaction is not a sign of failure, but a necessary catalyst that causes them to seek their true nature. Merriam-Webster defines paradox as a statement that is seemingly contradictory or opposes to common sense, and yet it seems true. Carl Jung argued that a paradox is one of the most valuable spiritual possessions and a great witness to the truth. It is this and that. Here are some of the contradictions role models are sorting out. They are destined to live authentic lives. However, unique authenticity is not in a textbook, but rather in life experiences. To discover their genius and genuine nature, role models must learn to be selfish. Society considers selfishness as self-centered and egotistical. The role model's purpose is to display how to live authentically for themselves first, and secondary, to be an example for others. Yet they need immense time alone to process and care for their needs. These and more contradictions can be bewildering for role models and generate questions like, have I landed in the wrong family? Why don't others see and know what I do? Is there anyone who understands me? And where do I belong? Are role models selfish or egotistical? When a role model understands the potential contained in their software package, they can consciously turn up or play down their tendencies. The role model will experience conditions or periods when they must be radically selfish. Being egotistical with conscious awareness comes from seeing and knowing what others have yet to see or understand. Through these pages, we expose the benefits and potential the role model can embody and ways to soften the consequences of selfishness. For now, I invite you to consider these thoughts on selfishness from Ra Uru Hu, excerpt from his course, The School of Enlightened Selfishness. He says, this is the school of enlightened selfishness. Enlightened selfishness and enlightened are not in the spiritual sense. A selfishness that is not dark nor mean. It is selfishness that begins with the fundamental truth that if you are not correct within yourself, you have no room, place, or ability to be able to deal with this world in any way that is going to be fulfilling to you. Ra is pointing out the need for role models to be alone is essential to discover what is optimal for an individual. He reminds us of the importance of being congruent with ourselves and our values. As we know, these virtues are easily said, but take immense courage and support to fulfill. Role models are inclined to isolation and periods of aloneness at any stage or phase of life to seek answers, examine their choices, and protect their innocence. The question is, when is enough aloneness enough? In my struggles to establish belonging and balance, I found comfort and encouragement from Brené Brown. She describes true belonging as the spiritual practice of believing in and belonging to yourself so deeply that you can share your most authentic self with the world and find sacredness in being a part of something and standing alone in the wilderness. True belonging doesn't require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are. In other words, when the role model knows themselves authentically and profoundly, they can navigate both worlds, being with others who may not understand or see what they see or know, and long periods of aloneness can enhance their uniqueness and effectiveness. Both sacred practices open the way to making peace with belonging everywhere and nowhere. Author and mythologist Michael Meade encourages times of aloneness. He says, we have to be separated from everyone else in order to learn who we actually are. This process is called initiation. To Meade's point, I have witnessed countless people from all walks of life and accomplishments that complain and compromise their individuality because they rarely make time for themselves. They have organized their lives in a way that they are needed by others and have a belief that they must be the one to serve them. What to do? The role model must track the homogenized world energetically while being true to themselves. Unfortunately, there is no secret formula or magic pill, as the journey is unique for each. However, there is one underlining key to freedom and authenticity. The essential key for role models is to learn how to minimize compromises and conflict in every area of life: relationships, line of work, establishment and maintaining of their environments, the subjects they study, topics for discussion, demeanor, food choices, and more. The journey for role models is to discover and practice how to minimize compromises and conflict. The reward is they can live in satisfaction and peace with or without connection. In the following chapters, we will reveal the necessary components, features, needs, and shadow side that all role models share. This knowledge will help role models decrease their inner conflicts and contradictions and enhance their unique genius.